Hey guys, this is ThatKidDouglas here. Now, normally I don't do this very often, but given the circumstances, I feel the time is now right to do another channel update. For two reasons. One, it's my channel's 10th anniversary this year. I formed it in 2007, and I've been producing content for well over a decade. And two, I recently passed the 400 subscriber mark. Now, before I start, I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel and for supporting me over the last decade. You guys are the reason I do what I do. You take time out of your day to watch my videos, so I work as hard as I possibly can to deliver the best quality content for your entertainment. I have a feeling 2017 is going to be an awesome year when it comes to content on this channel, because let's be honest, without you, none of this would be possible. So once again, thanks for the support, and here's to another 10 years. So, without further ado, let's get on with the announcement. Now, this first announcement comes from somebody, a familiar face who you might recognize.
Hello everyone, this is Brandon Nathaniel, also known on YouTube as BigB217. Now I'm pretty sure you all remember the top 10 YouTube controversies of 2016. Well, ThatKidDouglas, or should I like to call him the Young Hero, has a special announcement to make regarding the future of his channel and also the top 10 YouTube controversies of 2017. Well, without further ado, let's take it away.
The top 10 YouTube controversies are coming back this year on Christmas Day. When I said I wanted to make this a yearly tradition on my channel going forward, I truly meant it. I had so much fun putting together last year's list, and I want to make this year's list even more awesome. A better script, even more cameo appearances, and the addition of some familiar faces that didn't make last year's list. Now, this is going to have a slight change this year in terms of the writing. I wrote last year's list solely on my own, purely of my own volition, and when I was plotting this year's list and developing it and putting it together, I realized I was going to need some help. So today, I'm proud to announce that Brandon Nathaniel, my dear friend, and who just so happens to be an executive producer on the show, he is coming on board to co-write the top 10 YouTube controversies of 2017 with me. Now, the reason I chose him to do this is because he has an intrinsic knowledge of YouTube culture and YouTube controversies. He keeps up with what's going on YouTube just as much as I do, and he makes me aware of a lot of the drama that goes on YouTube, even before I know about it. So he is the perfect addition to this series, and he is the perfect choice to co-write this year's list. And his sensibilities and my sensibilities are going to work really well together because we've known each other for a few years now. The guy is super nice, and I've collaborated with him on many videos, and this is just a really, really good fit. And I think what he'll add to this will make this list even more awesome. So, yeah. So, thanks for the video message, Brandon. Thanks for coming aboard, and I am so glad that he agreed to do this. You look out for the top 10 YouTube controversies of 2017. This is gonna be awesome. So, I would like to talk about examining next. Now, I've had a lot of fun putting together this sub-series. I think it's a great addition to the Young Hero Rants brand, and it's allowed me to examine, quote-unquote, and that pun was totally intended, my critical analysis, and, yeah. So the upcoming examining episodes, Tamashi Hiroka and Verisify, will be out on February 7th and February 14th, respectively. I mean, I already covered one popular PokeTuber, I might as well cover the other two popular PokeTubers. But there are 4 new examining episodes that I want to announce today. The first one I'm going to talk about is Godzi Kozo, aka Black Hitler. Now, if you watched the rant I made on him back in September called The Hypocritical Racism Complex, you would know that words cannot truly describe how much contempt I have for this guy. This guy is a black supremacist to the nth degree. He is one of the most blatant racists I have ever seen. And what's even worse is the fact that he is proud of his abhorrent views. I can say this with absolute confidence that his channel has absolutely no redeeming value whatsoever. It is complete trash. So I'm going to examine why it's complete trash. So look out for that in early March. The second one I want to talk about is MTV's Decoded, aka Francesca Ramsey. Now, I've had inklings of making a rant about her in the past. But people like Andy Worski, Chris Ragon, and Sargon Avocado have already done such a great job of it that it wouldn't make sense to do a regular Young Hero Rants episode on her. But I feel like she's suited for an examining episode because not only does she have a lot of flaws, but she is a pretty big race baiter. Don't get me wrong, while she's not as much of a blatant racist as Godzi Kozo is, her views and her mentality are quite warped and abhorrent, to say the least. And I feel like that would be fun to really examine. And any excuse that I have to go after MTV Decoded is a good one in my book, and I'll take it. The next one I want to talk about is Chambers of My Heart. Now, it's not because I find her interesting specifically, it's because the drama around her is utterly fascinating. As some of you may know, she has become absolutely notorious within the commentary community for starting a lot of pointless and unnecessary drama. And I feel like exploring that would be incredibly fascinating. Don't get me wrong, I'll examine her channel and her personally, but the whole drama around her, yeah, that's definitely going to be the main focus, and I'm going to approach it with an unbiased perspective, the same as I approached Mr. Matoker and Doodle Tones, so look out for that one. And the last one I want to talk about today is Future XND Comic Zone, who, in my opinion, is arguably the biggest comic book fanboy on the internet by far. Like, what more can I say about him? He is pathetic in every sense of the word. And the fact that he is such a blatant corporate shill and he'll praise everything DC does while deriding everything Marvel does is more than worthy of an examination, to say the least. And he actually has a lot more skeletons in his closet than just his crappily made, terrible videos on DC versus Marvel. So that should be incredibly interesting. And plus, I've already made a few videos on him. He is a pretty good source of comedy, and I've been following him for a while, so yeah, he's more than worthy of being examined. So yeah, there you go. And beyond that, of course, I've got a bunch of unannounced episodes in the works featuring some channels that I'm sure you're going to like, so look out for those. Now, in regards to LOLcow Theater, the 3 upcoming episodes will be coming out in February, and that's, of course, $2 Hookers, Suicide Squad Haters, Our Bronies in Disguise, and Let Me Smell Your Genitals will all be out in February. So look out for those ones. And there are some new ones I'm going to announce. I'm going to be doing a LOLcow Theater episode on To Catch a Cheater. Think of To Catch a Cheater as To Catch a Predator, only lamer and a lot creepier, almost bordering on the lines of, like, child porn, kind of a thing. And I'm also going to be doing an episode on the fake sex prank by Steve Green Comedy, and both of those will be collaborations with, of course, Brandon Nathaniel. So look out for those ones. And the next thing I want to talk about is Not So Hollywood Cinema. Now, of course, I still have the Kubo episode in the works. That's going to be out this month. I wrote the script for it. I already recorded it. And it's really going to examine how Kubo and the Two Strings became a box office flop. Even though it was critically acclaimed and it was like one of the best animated films of last year. And I'm also still working on the script for What's Wrong with Beyond the Trailer. Although I stopped to work on some other videos, but I'm going to start writing that really soon. And that's going to be an interesting one to really do. Because I like Beyond the Trailer, but just because I like someone doesn't mean I'm going to overlook their flaws, and there are a lot of flaws. And, you know, and it's going to be a sequel to the previous video that I did on her. And, you know, if you watch that video and have any flaws of your own about Beyond the Trailer, please leave it in the comment section down below. It would be very much appreciated, and I'll dedicate a bonus section to it. So, yeah. There are 3 more that I want to announce that I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing a video on the disaster that is the DC Cinematic Universe. I'm going to be doing a sequel to my Disney animation video, but this time on Pixar and how they conquered animation. And I'm also going to be doing a video on the meteoric rise of Illumination Entertainment. Yeah, you know, the Minions company. Yeah, that should be fun. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, I'm also going to be doing a 2-parter on the beautiful disaster that is Sony Pictures, and I'm also going to be tearing into the Emoji Movie, so that should be fun. Now, regarding Digital Joyride, I know this series has been gone for a while. Some of you may believe that it's dead. It's not dead. I've just been figuring out what I want to do with it. And I finally figured out what I'm going to do with it. It's going to be coming back with a 2-part episode on Nintendo. I figured since the Nintendo Switch is going to be coming out in March, I figured it would make sense to do a video based on that. So the first part is going to be on fanboys, and the second part is going to be a rebuttal to BitBlock's Switch criticisms video. So that should be very fun. I'm super looking forward to doing that one, and yeah, look out for that one. I'm sure it's going to be really interesting, and I hope you guys really, really enjoy it. Now, to kind of end this video, I'm going to talk about the guides to surviving the internet and detail the rest of the slate that I have for this year. Now, I already previously announced that Who is Rebecca Black will be out on February 24th, and regarding the Doodle Tones video, that's gotten an overwhelmingly positive reception. Everyone's really enjoyed it, and thank you for really enjoying that video. I was kind of worried the response it would get. I wasn't sure you guys were going to like it, but you guys have really liked it and embraced it, and thank you so much for doing that. And I can say that more commentators will be featured on the Guide to Surviving the Internet in the future, so yeah, that's going to be really exciting. But yeah, here is the rest of the slate for the Guide to Surviving the Internet in 2017, and I personally believe it's the strongest slate that I've had in this show's history. In March, I'm going to be talking about Marina Joyce. In April, I'm going to be talking about Reddit. In May, in honor of the release of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I'm going to be covering the infamous online movie review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes. In June and July, it's going to be a two-parter based on the enormously successful animated series My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. The first part is about bronies, and the second part is about cloppers. In August, I'm going to be doing the one, the only, the internet's legendary lolcow, Chris Chan. In September, I'm going to be covering Papa Bless, the Vape Nation itself, H3H3 Productions. In October, I'm going to be covering Big Al 2K6. He was one of the first ranters in the YouTube ranting community, a community that I'm proud to be a part of, and he was also one of my earliest inspirations. In November, I'm going to be covering the infamous Sammy Classic Sonic fan, and in December, I'm going to be covering Nicole Arbor. And beyond that, I already have ideas for 2018 Guide to Surviving the Internet episodes, but I'm not going to reveal those as those are under wraps. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that covers it all. And before I go, I still want to mention this because I forgot to previously. Yes, I will be returning to Low Tier God at some point this year on Lolcow Theater. I'm not sure when, but that is definitely going to happen because, you know, I've tried to diversify my topics and I've gone after other channels and done other stuff. But, you know, it makes sense to return to the one that made the series famous because, really, if I wanted to, I could dedicate this whole channel to making videos about Low Tier God and never run out of stuff to talk about because the guy is an endless source of comedy and an endless source of fuckery. It's quite staggering. And also, going forward, the Guide to Surviving the Internet will be a scripted series, and the reason for that is trying to recite large amounts of information and the history of various internet personalities off the cuff is just not feasible anymore, and it's been tough. And in the last few episodes, it's become just unmanageable. Like, I've not had as much fun putting them together, and it's led to some episodes being half-assed. And I honestly just think it's easier doing it scripted as opposed to going off the cuff. And plus, you know, I have to change and evolve with the times because if channels don't do that, they're not going to be around anymore. And it's just another method to improve the series and make it better, and overall just make the episodes easier to produce and a lot more fun. And I hope you guys will really, really enjoy that. So yeah, I pretty much gave away quite a lot. Once again, thank you guys. I'm super excited about the content I'll be putting out this year, and I hope you guys will enjoy it too. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. This is ThatKidDouglas, aka the End Hero, signing out. Deuces, stay frosty and keep it weird. And always remember, stay frosty and keep it weird, and have a nice day.